21st Platoon. Hard drop. Secure our landing zone.
Understood.
Over the target in 5.
Hang on to your helmet.
Alright, Grunts, welcome back to From ODST to Helldiver. This is going to be the final video in the series, episode number 26, coming out on the day that this game releases for the Xbox, as well as the new ODST War Bond. So if you guys are watching this, that means the game is already available on the Xbox. Hopefully you've wrapped up the rest of this series and have quite a bit of know-how. And I think from the other videos in general, you have everything you need in order to know this game inside and out and be able to fight effectively. But there is a little bit more to this game than just getting out there and fighting. And this video is specifically covering that. And that is player customization. As you can see over here at the armory, we have several options inside the armory. We have the weaponry, primary, secondary, and throwable, as well as our armor and helmet and cape. And then we have a character tab, a booster tab, and a career tab. So I'm going to go through each of these one by one just for some of this customization and flair. Now, as you can see, I have my AR-23 Liberator at level 25, which means I have used it enough in enough missions that it is max level now. And if I come in here with the right thumbstick for customization, you can see I have several different optics that I can modify it. And I think I've covered these pretty well in the past. The different types of customization you can do will affect different stats for your primary weapon. Additionally, things like the underbarrel and the muzzle can be changed, as well as, for some weapons, the magazines. Now, I have customized this to my liking as far as functionality, but one thing I did not cover, perhaps in depth, was the patterns. Now, the standard issue Liberator comes in this particular color scheme, and you can unlock these as you level up your primary weapons. They do cost rec points, so keep that in mind as well. If you need the rec points for other things, obviously my recommendation is don't buy a color skin for your primary weapons, unless of course that primary weapon is your bread and butter baby, and then maybe it's worth it. But for the most part, I would prioritize functionality over cool looks. But you can see there are several types of skin, and I can see the forest one getting a lot of use in the future, especially if there's some Spartan armor coming out, which there isn't. It's ODST armor, but still. They could have. You can see there are several types of skins for this weapon. Additionally, you can change the cycle of the weapon here. Save in between, and maybe this is my desert, and this can be my forest. Oh, it's locked. Alright, so you have 1, 2, and 3. And this last one you cannot edit. It is the default Liberator. No editing whatsoever for option 4. Option 1 I have set up differently from option 2, and you can cycle between these when you are in mission about to drop. You do have to set them up ahead of time. You can change all sorts of things with these different cycling. in mission, when you're about to drop, you can toggle between options 1, 2, and 3 and the default. So keep that in mind as well. When you're about to drop into a mission, you can toggle them, but you have to do all of your prep work here. Now, if I go in here, you can see I don't have everything unlocked. You can go to patterns and you can see this gun has several different types of patterns as well. Generally, they're very similar to the above mentioned weapon. Trying to see which one of these would have a very different set of patterns. I don't think there really is one that's going to have different patterns, but you can see them all showing up in different variations. And of course the night version, pretty awesome. So anyways, that is the customization for primary weapons that are purely cosmetic and not functional necessarily. We can move on to the secondaries. Now, at the time of this recording, there is no customization at all for the secondary or throwable weapons, which I'm kind of okay with, especially the throwables. I don't see too much of a point of the throwables, but having an alternative skin perhaps for the saber could be kind of interesting. So we'll see if we get an update in the future for that. Now that is weaponry. Next up we have armory, and of course you can change these as you drop into mission. You have all the different armor passives here, but there's not any real customization to them. It's the same for the helmets. They have no armor passives, but you can check them all out before you hop into mission. Cape as well. There are several types of capes. I certainly don't have them all unlocked yet, though I am working on it. But the real personal customization, I think, comes in the character. Now you can choose the body types between options 1 and 2 here, lean and brawny. I personally like the brawny. And then we have the voice pack here, which...
Helldiver, reporting for duty.
Helldiver, reporting for...
I fight for Super Earth.
Liberty will not fall.
Democracy
has different
for all.
options here. Additionally, you have emotes that you have access to 4 of, and you will unlock these through war bonds, I think exclusively. So if you are disappointed when you start the game and only have the casual salute, just be patient, and I would not prioritize these by any means, although some of them are pretty good. The hug is very good. But you can unlock those through war bonds. Next, we have victory poses. Now, there are also several victory poses. I think you start with only the clapping victory pose, but you can unlock more through the war bonds. Some of these are pretty good. You're only going to see these, well, I guess after every single mission. I was going to say every once in a while, but I suppose you really do see them a lot. Random is also pretty nice as well. You can certainly rotate through your entire list of victory poses that you have unlocked through that. That's what that one does. And then you have a player card, and this is shown at the victory screen. It's going to be the background to your character. I think when you start, you're just going to have the solid black, which is totally fine. I don't think this is the end-all, be-all, best thing that's ever happened, but man, does that Federation's Embrace look phenomenal with what I have on. And then last up under the player card, or for the player section, we have your titles. And we are all going to start as regular cadets. But as you progress and level up, and this is tied specifically to your level, you can unlock more and more titles, and some of these are hilarious. Admirable Admiral. Very cool. Additionally, some of these, like the Super Citizen, are only available if you purchase the Super Citizen edition of the game. I think that is a $10, a $20 upgrade. So there are some titles tied specifically to that, and there are additionally some titles that you can unlock from War Bonds. I clearly have not done so, because I've focused on functionality instead, but I do know for a fact that Chemical Agents has a title you can unlock. The Expert Exterminator title. I freaking want that. That's the one that I want. Yeah, that is the character titles here. You can also see you have the icon to the left of your name for your different titles that you pick. You can also see all of your boosters here, but you can also see those when you are prepping to launch into a mission. And the last thing over here in the armory that we didn't really cover until now is you can look at your career totals. This is number of enemies killed, Terminids, Automatons, and Illuminate. As you can see, I definitely have a favorite enemy type to kill. Now, I do like the Automatons a bit, and the Illuminate was a ton of fun before we got the Stingray and the Leviathan, and it was just a bunch of zombies. Good times. You can also see the number of times that I had teammates that were too stupid to avoid my gunfire. I would never kill someone, but my teammates sometimes decide to walk into a obvious line of fire or find themselves approaching red ordnance drops as they are coming in. Very, very funny sometimes to see such amazing raw skill and brain power at work. You can see also your kills are broken down to grenades, melee, eagles, and additionally you can see your number of deaths. Now, kills to death ratio, that is pretty good. I think that's above average if we looked at the global out there. That's 75 for every one of my deaths. Maybe 76. About, but yeah, 1 for 75 is a good KD. It could be better. You can also see the number of shots fired as well as shots hit. So you can see relatively what my accuracy on average is. Now, what this also includes is when I shoot something enough to kill it and a couple more bullets go into the body. So maybe that's not perfect accuracy, but close enough. I'm a little over 50-ish, 55%. That's not terrible, but not the best. You can also see how many orbitals I have used. I do think that is the red, like eagles and whatnot. And seeing as the eagle has 9,000 and I've only used 1,400 of them, that's actually pretty good as well. At least 6 kills per, maybe 7 or more, which is really good considering I use the orbitals to destroy objectives all the time. You can see defensive stratagems used. in comparison to the orbitals, you can tell I am huge on the defensive stratagems and the eagle stratagems as well. And you can see supply stratagems used. I am a huge fan of turrets, quite obviously. And then how many times you have reinforced teammates. See total stratagems used as a number there. And you can also see the number of successful extractions, your objectives completed, your missions played, and missions won. You can also see the in-mission time, number of samples collected, and total experience earned. Yep, and that's what it takes to get to level 117. Speaking of which, I have been recording this ever since I hit level 117. And I have not actually had a chance to sit down and just play this game since I hit 117, because I had to keep that in, guys. I hope you all understand. Man, I worked my butt off to get to level 117 for these videos. But yeah, I think that is about all I have for you guys. Hopefully this series has been pretty helpful and you guys are up to date on Helldivers as it stands right now. Of course, future updates will affect the numbers of the game, the health and armor and what have you. Maybe new enemies will get introduced, maybe new weapons for sure, and armor. I probably will not make any update videos about future updates. Lord knows there are several people out there that cover new war bonds, whether they're actually out yet or not. I hate speculation videos. I am more for the informative and concrete videos. And even though this game is going to get updates in the future, I think I have been thorough enough that you guys have a good understanding of the game way before it reached the Xbox. And if you're watching this now, this game is, of course, out already on the Xbox, and a new war bond has come out with several new weapons and at least 2 new armor pieces. Man, I cannot wait to get my hands on those. But I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. This whole series has been a blast, and I actually learned quite a bit of things about several of the enemies and even the weapons while I was trying to make these. And it has made me love this game even more. So hopefully you guys find this game to be pretty awesome. I do refer to it often as the best Halo game to come out in the last 10 years, and the crossover with ODST is a match made in heaven, let me tell you guys. But alright, that is me, Dallas Knight 31. Level 117, signing off. I will see you Helldivers out on the battlefield, locked and loaded, and ready to go. See you out there, guys. Good luck. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of From ODST to Helldiver. If you found any of the information in this video useful, please go ahead and leave a like. And if you have any questions about anything, you want some clarification, or maybe you want to sync up in-game, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe I can add you. We can get a couple of games together. And if you want to see a couple of more videos like this, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? That would really be appreciated. And hopefully this video gets you guys a little bit more prepared for when this inevitably drops on the Xbox. I hope everybody watching sees so many similarities between the Helldivers and the ODSTs. They're pretty much doing all of the same things. And I do find this game is, without a doubt, one of the greatest Halo games in the last 10 years. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.